In the midst of a lake, Kevin emerges unexpectedly and swims towards the shore. It becomes evident that he doesn't belong to this reality. He then proceeds along the road and activates a bracelet, propelling himself into another dimension, driven by his desperation to reunite with his wife. This journey commenced over 10 years ago. Having lost his job at the bank, Kevin seeks solace in a bar, drowning his troubles in alcohol. Here, he encounters Molly, who initially approaches him as part of a dare from her friends. What begins as a prank swiftly evolves into a deep connection, leading to a relationship, marriage, and the birth of their child. However, tragedy strikes when the couple loses their son, straining their marriage severely. Stuck in a job he despises, Kevin grapples with dissatisfaction while Molly battles alcoholism. One day, Kevin's negative attitude prompts his boss to send him home early, hinting at possible termination. En route, Kevin's car is involved in an accident amid heavy traffic. During a tense phone call with Molly, another argument ensues. Distracted, Kevin is struck by another vehicle, causing him to lose consciousness. Upon regaining consciousness, Kevin finds himself surrounded by chaos as strangers rush to extinguish a fire engulfing his car. A peculiar man approaches and introduces himself as the benefactor. Kevin experiences a persistent ringing in his ears and struggles with dizziness. To snap him out of it, the benefactor delivers a firm punch. With the ringing subsided, the benefactor presents Kevin with a job offer, unsettling him with his foreknowledge of Kevin's potential unemployment. Attempting to leave, Kevin is startled to find the streets deserted upon stepping outside. Faced with the benefactor's assurance that conventional means of contact won't work and hints of previous encounters, Kevin's sense of unease deepens. Finally reaching his breaking point, Kevin forcefully pushes the benefactor against the wall, demanding an explanation for the sudden disappearance of everyone around him. In response, the benefactor cryptically asserts that it is Kevin who has traversed to a different location. Subsequently, Kevin finds himself compelled into a restaurant where the atmosphere is tense and even the owners and waitress, Tina, appear frightened of the benefactor. In a moment of revelation, Kevin discerns that the benefactor is none other than Satan himself. The tension escalates as Tina, under threat from the benefactor, is coerced into sitting beside him. The benefactor elucidates on the concept of infinite realities shaped by our choices and reveals his ability to shift individuals between universes. Kevin is informed that in exchange for bringing him to this reality, the benefactor has sent a caring husband to Kevin's wife, Molly, in his absence. Refusing to accept these revelations without proof, Kevin challenges the benefactor, who promptly demonstrates his power by sending Tina into another dimension. Shocked, Kevin recoils as Tina's family reacts with grief. Undeterred, the benefactor persists in offering Kevin a job opportunity to become a shifter, one who carries out devilish deeds across multiple realities. Other versions of Kevin from alternate realities have already embraced this role, sacrificing their aspirations in exchange for fulfillment. Despite the allure of regaining a perfect version of Molly, Kevin remains steadfast, resorting to prayer. Initially amused, the benefactor's amusement turns to anger at being ignored, prompting his disappearance. Adrift and bewildered, Kevin apologizes to Tina's family before venturing into the unfamiliar streets, where he begins to unravel the intricacies of this new reality. As Kevin delves deeper, he discovers a society oppressed by totalitarian rule, with armored officers patrolling the streets. Faced with imminent danger, Kevin flees from approaching law enforcement. Over time, he adapts to the societal norms and learns of a history marred by war and hatred, culminating in the intervention of shifters who eliminated perceived threats to restore peace. However, the benefactor's arrival in this reality upends the fragile stability as the remaining leaders relinquish control to him. Despite the ban on prayer, Kevin cleverly transcribes Bible verses on a typewriter, disseminating them through Gabriel in defiance of the oppressive regime. In his spare moments, Kevin endeavors to alleviate the despair plaguing the city, striving to create pockets of kindness amidst the prevailing desolation. Amidst the ravages of war and widespread poverty, the streets are dominated by the brutal enforcers of the benefactor's secret police. Seeking solace and a glimpse of hope, Kevin frequents the theater to partake in Vika viewing, a medium offering glimpses into alternate realities. There he collaborates with Russo, the theater's proprietor, in a quest to locate Molly, who was displaced by the benefactor. Though most of the realities he observes are equally grim, Kevin is overwhelmed with emotion upon finally sighting Molly, now a single mother and nurse. Desperate to connect with her, Kevin's attempts are thwarted as the recording abruptly ends, forcing him to withdraw, respecting the boundaries between worlds. In the present, Kevin's search for solace leads him to scavenge alcohol from a trash can, only to be unexpectedly invited to dinner by his neighbor, Rajat. Amidst the warmth of Rajat's family, Kevin finds a brief respite from his turmoil. However, Rajat's revelation of Kevin's true identity and his clandestine dissemination of Bible verses further touches Kevin's heart. Overwhelmed with gratitude, Kevin shares stories from the Bible with Rajat's daughters, forging a bond rooted in hope and faith. As Kevin reveals the significance of his tattoo, symbolizing an empty tomb akin to Molly's necklace, a citywide siren heralds the return of the benefactor. An emergency broadcast issues a chilling reminder of the benefactor's authority, coercing citizens into compliance under threat of death. Returning to the theater, Kevin sifts through alternate realities in search of Molly, finally locating her in one universe wearing the distinctive necklace. Eager to reunite with her, Kevin rushes to Russo for the universe's address code, only to be met with disappointment as Russo admits he lost the connection when Kevin left the chair, rendering the code inaccessible. Desperate to confront the benefactor, Kevin seeks aid from Gabriel, who initially balks at the idea of violence but relents when Kevin insists, offering him a gun. Evading police barriers, Kevin infiltrates the area where the benefactor is dining, only to unwittingly enter a teleportation trap, finding himself back in his motel room. Surrounded by police gunfire, Kevin's arm is injured as he retreats into hiding. Fueled by rage and desperation, Kevin lashes out, questioning God's trials as he destroys his surroundings. In a surreal twist, the benefactor materializes, confiscating the gun before summoning Gabriel, who denies any association with Kevin. With a mocking speech about God's indifference, the benefactor extends the job offer once more. When Kevin demands answers about his son, the benefactor orders him to leave the room, insinuating Kevin's moral failings. Outside, Kevin witnesses Rajit's futile attempt to protect him before succumbing to police gunfire. Fleeing back to the room, Kevin witnesses Gabriel's demise, realizing too late that Gabriel was a shifter all along. As Kevin snatches the deviator from Gabriel's wrist, he teleports away, arriving in a desert and hastily jumping into another universe, eventually landing in an asylum. Surveying his new surroundings, Kevin discovers Tina, his world's version, confined within the asylum. The benefactor had displaced her to a reality where she is deemed insane for her belief in an existence where she does not exist, trapped amidst others deemed mentally unstable. Kevin tries to follow Tina, encountering another Gabriel who pursues him with gunfire. Multiple Gabriels manifest due to his shifter abilities, but Kevin evades them by seeking refuge in a room. Subsequently, Kevin approaches Tina, who initially responds incoherently until recognizing him, pleading to be taken back to her family. Their interaction is abruptly interrupted by guards, who are swiftly dispatched by two Gabriels, turning their attention to Kevin. In a desperate bid to escape, Kevin activates the Deviator, transporting himself to a reality where another version of himself enjoys a life of luxury and indulgence. Confronted by this alternate Kevin, who brandishes a gun and demands answers, main Kevin reveals his identity and the Deviator. Enraged, the other Kevin opens fire, prompting main Kevin to flee back to his own grim reality. Amidst the chaos, main Kevin encounters Rajit, who, before being taken away by paramedics, passes on a drawing matching Kevin's tattoo, symbolizing hope. Pursued by the police, Kevin races to the theater, where he miraculously locates Molly on the first attempt, obtaining the address code from Russo just in time to evade the police using the Deviator. Arriving in another reality, Kevin reunites with Molly, but she rebuffs his attempts at reconciliation, having moved on from their past. Before he can process this rejection, the benefactor intervenes, bringing Kevin back to the theater and incapacitating him by destroying his Deviator. Revelations surface as the benefactor admits to shifting Kevin's son, enraging Kevin to the point of attempted assault. Offered a final choice by the benefactor, Kevin opts to send Tina back to her family, a decision reinforced by a symbolic sign of hope as Russo finds his long-lost cat. As Tina reunites with her loved ones, the benefactor aims to eliminate Kevin, but a miraculous intervention diverts the fatal shot. Transported to a reality where Molly is a single mother and nurse, Kevin embarks on a new life, finding happiness and fulfillment in his newfound family. Embracing this unexpected second chance, Kevin believes that God has rewarded him twofold for his past losses, finding solace in the love and companionship of his new family as the story concludes. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.